What's up, everybody? Jumpin' here. Hey, what is up, everybody? Jumpin' here, and today I actually want to talk about several things. I have an announcement to make, but right now I'm going to just talk about this gameplay for 1 second, which is, this is from Fuse. This is a really ridiculous game of Echelon. I get like 322 kills or something like that. It's pretty impressive, and it's really nice, but that's about it for the gameplay. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I wanted to make this video and talk about E3 just slightly. I want to talk a little bit about Xbox One, and I want to make an announcement, which is I will be buying a PS4 for sure now. I was a little bit on the fence about it. I wanted to wait till E3 to make my final decision, but I gotta be honest, Sony has blown me away. They made me really happy. I do not like the path that Microsoft is going, but I do feel, and I feel very strongly about this, that we, the gamer, have a very unique power right now. This is probably going to be the first time since Mass Effect that we can do anything like this, and believe me, it's going to be on a whole new scale. Microsoft will probably change their console if we protest it. Now, what I mean is this: if you are a huge Xbox fanboy, which I am a pretty big Xbox fanboy. I love 360. I loved original Xbox. I was never really into PlayStation 2 all that much. But listen to me. Even if you have the money, let's say that, you're rich, or you have rich parents or whatever it is, and you're like, well, I can buy both consoles. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to get me an Xbox One. I'm going to get me a PlayStation 4. Believe me, guys, I highly suggest you do not do that. At least not right away. Listen. Right now, we, the gamer, have this very unique power. We can actually change. We can change Microsoft's decisions and say, listen, we do not want this DRM restrictions. We do not want to always have to be online. We don't want to have our connects connected. We don't want these things. So, we're not going to buy your console. You're going to lose a lot of money. And believe me, if enough people decide we are not going to buy the console and that they're going to lose a lot of money, it will change. You give it maybe 3 to 6 months of that, and they will definitely immediately come out with a new console and say, listen, we are sorry, we messed up. We're going to make it kind of like PlayStation, kind of like 360, kind of like PS3. It's going to be more the same, but we're going to have all these other unique functions in there that are optional. That is what we want. We want optional media. Like, a good example is the Kinects for the Xbox One might be amazing. It really could. It might be really, really good. I don't think so, but there's a possibility that it could be really good technology. It could work really well, and maybe that's something you want. But I don't want to be forced to always have it connected. I don't want to be forced to always install my games. All these things, like, there's just so much restrictions that Microsoft is doing with Xbox One. And I was just so happy, and the reason why I made the decision to go to PlayStation now for sure is just because they came out and they basically said, listen, everything that Microsoft is doing, all these restrictions, no, we're not doing them. Everything is going to remain like it is, where pretty much it's the same way with PS3, Xbox 360, where I can buy a disc, I can loan you my disc, I can play the game from the disc. I probably might have an option to install the game. There's so many things those are the things I want. All the other crap, whatever. Now, it isn't all great news for Sony. Like the DRM, one thing that I'm a little concerned about, but it's not a big deal, I don't think, is that they were talking about how the publisher will have an option if they want to do any type of DRM. So the publisher can do that, and more than likely, I would say EA would be one that would probably try to put that on us. But the reality is that with all this bad press, with all this everything going on with Microsoft, I think any publisher that will try to force DRM upon the gamer right now, especially for this next gen on PS4, they're just committing suicide. because we should protest that. Like, believe me, I really do believe that publishers are going to look at it like, listen, this is this is really not sounding good for us if we decide to do this. They might have like an amazing game coming out, but people just might not buy it because they're like, you know what? I don't like this. I don't want this. I don't I don't want to support it. And that's what I think everyone should do. So I'm telling you right now, if you were planning on maybe considering getting an Xbox One, I'm not saying don't ever buy it, because I probably will buy it as well, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait like 6 months. I'm going to wait a while because I know that if we, the gamer, can hurt their pockets, if we can stop them from these decisions, it will be better for everyone. And that's exactly what we need to do. And believe me, to have that power to be able to do something like that will be amazing. It'll be the first time that it will be like on this whole epic scale. With Mass Effect 3, enough people complained, everybody hated the ending, and that forced BioWare to come out with an extended cut. That was a victory for us. Now, it doesn't really matter if you liked the extended cut or if you didn't like the extended cut. I wasn't a fan of it. But just the fact that they went in there and they actually made an extended cut for all the people like me and you or whoever who did not like the ending and complained, that was a big victory for us gamers. So now we have a whole new opportunity on a way more epic scale to change a console and all this stupid DRM and connects always connected, always online, or always online once every 24 hours. It's total bullshit. But anyway, I'm getting off of that. PlayStation 4 is sounding really nice, guys. I mean, one thing I was so shocked about at E3 was Xbox One announced that the console was going to be $500. What the fuck? Like, I really thought that the only way they could ever persuade, the population of gamers is to kind of make sure that their price was going to be lower than the PlayStation, which is not the case. They're actually $100 higher. So Xbox One is going to cost $500. PlayStation is going to cost $400. So that's kind of like, okay, that persuades me, even more. I want to save money. And pretty much the way that Sony's been talking is that everything they've been saying, everything has been pretty much related to the fact that it's all about gaming. It's all about gaming, They're focusing on the gaming aspect. And of course, they'll have the Netflix and all these other little things that you can do like they do right now. But it's not going to be this, whole, like, we need to do all media. Games first, everything else second. And that's how I use them. Like, I'll get on my Xbox right now, I'll play some games, and then when I'm done playing games, I might go and watch some Netflix or something and go to sleep. I don't know. Like, but I turn my Xbox on right now to play games. That's the thought in my mind 90% of the time. I'm not like, oh man, I really want to turn my Xbox on so I can watch some TV. Like, that is the last thing on my mind most of the time. So I'm digging that. Now, there is a couple issues with PlayStation though I have to address. The first one I kind of talked about a little bit earlier was that, yeah, the publisher for Sony, or well, not Sony, the publisher, but just companies, they can actually decide if they want to actually put any of this DRM in their games. I don't like the fact that they have that, but at least it's just an option. And like I said, I don't really think that they're going to do that. I really don't. I can't see publishers, like, after this whole Microsoft thing, trying to push that. The only one I could say that might try it would be someone like maybe EA. They're the type to do that. Now, there was another thing about PlayStation that I didn't really like when I heard it, which is the publishers can have online passes. I mean, right now, in the current generation, any publisher at any time can be like, listen, we're going to have online passes to ensure the fact that you can't really, like, do the whole pre-owned trade-in shit. You have to pay extra to play it online. So that's a bummer, but, I'm not really too concerned about that, to be quite honest, just because right now we've been dealing with this for a long time. And that's one thing about PlayStation that I am digging. I'm digging the fact that everything that they're doing, it's pretty much related to everything that everyone's doing right now. Like, it's not going to change all that much. Change is not always good. It's not. Like, that's the reality. Like, sometimes it's great, other times it's not. And in this case, for consoles, I don't think it's good to change everything so dramatically like what Microsoft's trying to do. So by PlayStation just saying, listen, it's going to be more of the same. We're going to come out with some new features, different things that you're going to be able to do for gaming, and not actually change like the current things going on, which Microsoft is trying to do. I think it's a good thing. The other thing that I am not liking right now is PlayStation Network. If you know anything about it, you might know it's free, which is actually really great because paying for Xbox Live for all these years, it's been a bummer. It's just an extra bill. I mean, come on, let's face it. But with PlayStation, they're going to make it so that if you want to play online games, multiplayer games, you actually do have to pay for PlayStation Plus. Now, that is a big bummer. But let me tell you something. From my friends that I've talked to who owns a PlayStation, PlayStation Plus is amazing. They give you free games. That's awesome. And I mean, at launch, obviously, I don't know if they're going to be giving away free games. Most of the time, free games are older games. But it would be really cool if, like, right away at launch, if you buy PlayStation Plus, you're paying for it, they'll start giving you PlayStation 3 games that you can download and stuff. Like, that would be really cool. And I think that they might do things like that. So, if they're going to give me free games, even if they're older games that I never bought because I was like, it sounds interesting. I don't really want to buy it, though. Believe me, if it's free, I will definitely download it and play the shit out of it. So that is amazing. I'm really digging that. But like I said, just the fact that you're gonna have to have PlayStation Plus to play your Call of Duty, any type of multiplayer, that is a bummer. But it's really whatever. What's great though, which I really like, and it's way better than Xbox Live right now, is that if you do not have PlayStation Plus and you just have the free version, the PlayStation Network, you can actually watch Netflix, you can do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, it's a nightmare. It really is. Like, when I don't have gold on Xbox Live, it's just so annoying. It's like I can't use my Netflix. If I pay for my Netflix, I should be able to use it on my Xbox. It's so stupid that you cannot do that if you're not gold. And that's the same with so much other, all these other things that we have on Xbox right now. But what's great, like I said, on PlayStation, if you just have the free version, if you're not interested in multiplayer games and you're a single player kind of person, that's great. You don't have to pay any type of extra fee. You can use your Netflix, you can use all these other things for media and still play your single player games. No problem. So I'm really digging that. Now, that's pretty much it for PlayStation and Xbox. Like I said, the good news about Xbox is that we actually have this opportunity, and I beg you, please take it. Just don't buy it right away. If you're, really, really into Xbox and you're really, really wanting to buy the console, just wait, guys. I promise you, things will change. Like, they will change it because we will affect their pockets. PlayStation, I think that is a good path. There's a lot of exclusives coming out. I'm really excited for that. I gotta be honest, at E3, I wasn't really blown away by anything that Microsoft was showing. I'm kind of over Halo. They had a couple games that looked interesting, but for the most part, I seen a lot of games that were going to be on all the platforms. To me right now, I just feel that Sony's going to have the more exclusives and potentially the better exclusives because they have invested so much now into gaming. Like, that was their message in E3. They were trying to get across, hey guys, we have invested money and time into the gaming aspect, which is what I want as a hardcore gamer, and I would imagine what most people actually want on a game console is games. So it just seems like with Microsoft, they have invested so much time, so much money into all these other media forms that they forgot that, hey, we need to invest a lot into the gaming aspect as well. Right now, Sony is trying real hard to make sure that every multi-platform game is going to be on their console, and also to have a lot of exclusives, and hopefully good exclusives. So, really excited for that. I mean, there's a lot of great multi-platform games coming out. By far, the one that I'm most excited about is Destiny. I'm really glad that Bungie's coming out with a new game, and it just looks cool. And Bungie is a great company. Although, yes, there's been certain Halos like Reach that I didn't like, and they got stale. I blame that more on the fact of something getting stale. When a game comes out multiple times, it gets stale. But when a game is like brand new, it's kind of a new concept, it brings a whole new element to multiplayer, yeah, it's going to be great. And Bungie is definitely capable of doing that. Halo 1 was amazing, but that it just brought so many new elements to a multiplayer game. So if you give Bungie the power to create a new game, I have to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it's probably going to be really, really awesome. So I'm really excited for Destiny. I'm also really excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. I believe that's going to be on all the consoles, maybe even PC. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 should be great because the first two Kingdom Hearts were amazing. And it's been so long since Kingdom Hearts have came out. Like, what was it, 8 years ago on PlayStation 2? Kingdom Hearts 2 came out? Like, that's insane to me. But yeah, guys, really excited for that game as well. Like I said, there's a lot of great exclusives coming out for PlayStation 3, and there's probably going to be a lot of great ones as well for Xbox. Let's be honest. But right now, I'm more focused on PlayStation because that's the one I know for a fact I'm going to buy. More than likely, I will also buy an Xbox One, but only if they change it, which I really do believe they will. And that's my message of this video. Please listen to me. If you are considering buying that Xbox, please wait. Please give it like 6 months. There's a lot of games coming out for 360, like 100 more games coming out. A lot of these multi-platform, multi-gen games are coming out. But that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed this. Be sure to like this video for me. I always will appreciate that. Favorite it if you like, and also subscribe if you haven't. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, you guys have a nice day, and peace!